Be right back. Ow. Okay. Alright, what's up, guys? It's J-Rod, Team TSB. Going out outside. While my camera's upside down. Figure it out later, I guess. And I'm gonna go feed the coyotes. We had some chicken that went bad, and so I'm going to go take care of that. Who's this? I don't know him. Alright, well, so I haven't got to show you guys my other ride. Actually, it's Miss Jessica's ride, my wife. KFX 700. Maybe some of you guys have seen this. Yes, it's missing a bumper because I crashed it. But yeah, good old trusty steed, even though I hate that four-wheeler. It's about killed me several times. No other four-wheeler has ever done that, just that one. So, I don't know what it is. It may be because the only maintenance I do on it, besides changing the oil once a year, is air up the tires. But yeah, I don't know. It has all new fenders because of the last time I crashed it. New tie rods, new, I don't know, some other bolt-on stuff that had to bolt on. Oh, basically all the radiator and everything on the front end right here, everything got smashed back. So the frame's actually tweaked a little bit. That's why it doesn't have a bumper right now, is because the bumper that was on it got rolled back into it, and the frame's actually tweaked a little bit, so it didn't fit right even after we tried to bend it back. And some of the mounts on the radiator and all that were, you know, misaligned. They say that the fenders that you buy, like if you buy OEM fenders back, they don't ever line up right. And like you can see some of the cracks right there. There's a crack right there. And I put everything back the way it was supposed to. It's not like I missed anything, but they didn't line up right. So if you buy fenders, OEM, probably the cheapest, but that doesn't mean they're always the best. Okay. So, and you also, whenever you buy them, you usually have to pay freight, which sucks. Luckily, I did have to pay freight, but since I was like, I ain't paying $50 or $100 to have you guys ship them to the house, you know, because they advertised that they were cheaper than anywhere else. Luckily, they were like, well, you only have to pay half. And then I had a buddy that owned he's a service manager at a dealership, and instead of me paying the freight to ship it to my house, which was extra, it's cheaper if you ship it to a business. So I had them shipped to him, and it saved me a little bit of money. So if you have a friend that like works at a business like that, and you have to order something that requires freight, get a hold of your buddy, say, hey, can I ship something to you, freight? If it's a business that gets freight all the time, usually you get a little bit of a discount, and then you can just meet up with your buddy, get the pallet like I did. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Back here, that's awesome. There we go, coyotes. And I'll just put that there and get that later. I actually killed a deer this year. After we got done gutting it and cleaning it and everything, I brought it back here and we threw it somewhere, but I don't see the bones or anything, so yep, looks like we have to go coyote hunting. Luckily I don't have any animals or chickens or anything like that. Now we go have fun. My deer feeder. Here, the deer out. So remember how I was talking about how I had to replace all the fenders and everything and kind of made a mess of the four-wheeler, and it was all front end damage. Well, here's what happened. Okay, It was the first big cold day that we got. It was below 30. Everything was cold and freezing. The dogs run off to the neighbors over there. So instead of me getting my truck and driving over there or walking, I said, well, I'll just jump on the four-wheeler and I'll go over there. Well, I had noticed whenever I was trying to start it that the throttle was sticking. And what that means is you push it in, the throttle cable, the liquid or whatever in it was starting to freeze, so it was sticking. The only way you could maneuver the throttle was to push in and manually pull back out. You couldn't push in and then it released like it's supposed to. So anyway, I went through the woods and everything. Did just fine. Got out here and for some reason completely forgot that throttle was stuck. So, of course, I pulled out of here and I give it gas. The four-wheeler came up on a wheelie. Nothing out of the ordinary, what I usually do. Alright. Well, whenever I let off the gas and hit the brake, it didn't work. It kept going. Because the brakes on this thing, it takes a lot to slow down this big old machine. If you guys have ever rode one, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Brakes don't work that good. So that absolutely did nothing. So the back of the four-wheeler hit the ground. I came off the back of it. Probably hit my head, flip-flop. Guys, bear in mind, the four-wheeler went over backwards. Somehow, whenever it hit, it somersaulted in the air and hit face forward, okay, and then K-rolled again and landed on its handlebars with the wheels up in the air. Throttle still pinned on it. Alright. See that farm, that barn out there in the distance? That fence wasn't there, luckily, but that barn was. If I had not have crashed and still come off of it, if that thing hit the wheels and kept going, it would have run right through that barn. The main highway is right over there. It would have run across that. Bad things would have happened, and the four-wheeler probably would have been worthless. Luckily, all it did was about $1,000 worth of damage to fenders and other body stuff. Luckily, it hit so hard that the handlebars, they got tweaked a little bit, but nothing bad happened there. A-arms, as far as I know, fine. Literally, the bumper was pushed into the radiator. That's what ruined everything. That bumper caught a lot of the impact, but it hit it so hard that it pushed back into the radiator. So, that's why I try to stay off this thing. We do a wheelie. And there you have it, guys. That's the KFX 700.